So we had three different presentations today. One was the steel sector, which is a fuel intensive. Coal consumption is very large, and most of the emissions are during the combustion of fuel. The second was the oil exploration, which produces fuel. But in the extraction and in the process, you generate a lot of emissions now. Both have different challenges. One is from the emissions, and other is from the combustions. They have different challenges, they have different methodologies. Some of them have been successful, some of them still are in the trial stage, and some of them are cost intensive. So, still in the interception stage where we need to work on the technologies that can be adopted to the best possibility of capturing carbon sequestration and all this. Then the third presentation was the grain-based molasses distillery, which is one of the major source of ethanol nowadays, and but there are still challenges in that also. One challenge is that the amount of CO2 that you produce is 2 times the per kiloliter of alcohol, right? Roughly, I'm not saying exactly, yeah. And then the water balance is a big thing, and how we can use it. So we'll have very short time for at least one question to each. If there's a question from the audience. My question is, kindly tell your name and whom the question is addressed, please.
I am Dr. Prasad. My question is for Mr. Deb, who is from the Oil India. He made a statement that in due course of time, years, the flaring has gone up by 7% or something. This is a paradoxical aspect that you are exploring the oil and gases. At the same time, although there are different options, you narrated the options which can reduce the flaring of the gases, it is burnt. This appears to me rather ridiculous. Why it is being burnt? Why not so many options are there, technical options, feasible options? In spite of that, that is being flared up. Thank you.
So first of all, I say this is a very good question. So why it is going up? So there, like in the oil exploration and production business, so when we find oil, then we go for well testing, number one. So there a lot of flaring occurs. So that is one of the contributor in flaring. Number two, that you need lot of investments when you want to reduce flaring. So if there are discoveries which are happening, but you must also have the offtake mechanism in the downstream. That has to be developed. Once that develops, then you have the gas which would have been flared, you could have channeled that to the downstream. But since this takes a little bit time to develop, that's why flaring occurs, number one. And number two is because of the technical reasons. And also because maybe there were some discoveries which produced more hydrocarbon which led to flaring. So this is my understanding of that.
Any other question from the audience?
Yeah, my question is from Mr. Pervez. A very crisp presentation and very nice methods for the sustainable technologies which you are following. But since you know these distilleries are many by many people who are from low economy also they form such distilleries. What is the break-even time for cost of the equipments implemented for sustainable technologies and versus the conventional methods?
See, first of all, it's not cheap to set up a distillery. So if you're going into it, you know well beforehand what your ROI is going to be. When you speak about specific sustainability drives and technology, like I gave 2 examples, each will have its own different ROIs. but I promise you, most of them will not go with specific machinery. I'm not talking about the whole unit. Specific machinery will not go beyond 6 years. You have to have the courage. Even 8 years, it used to be. Now, anything you do, I promise you, will not go beyond 6 years if you do it well and if you do it efficiently. It's all a matter of how you're running your plant and how your people are managing the show. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Mr. Upadhya, can you hear me? Yeah. What is the specific CO emission at present in JSL?
So right now it is around 2 ton.
Around 2. And you are also setting up a new unit. I think it is already well progressing.
What, sir?
Another unit is coming up, no? A new plant is coming up.
New plants are that is coming up. New investments are coming up in Maharashtra.
In your own campus in Kalinganagar, one more approval has been given for another plant, right?
That is Mundra.
Within the same campus.
Within same campus, that is blast furnace, and that comes under different company.
Yeah, I know it's coming under a different company.
Jindal
They are also you're going to make stainless steel, I believe.
No stainless. This is carbon steel.
Carbon steel. Okay.
This is based on blast furnace and sinter plant and.
And what do you expect the carbon footprint to be there? How much of CO2 per ton?
That will be around 3.7, 3.8. We are.
Okay, there's a huge difference between this and that.
But it is starting. So right now, what we have adopted is we went to Polworth, and there we are planning to inject almost around 15% oxygen. Conventionally, right now it is 8 to 10%. 15% they have guaranteed us, and then total fuel rate what has been promised, like from coke rate is somewhere around 300, less than 300. And carbon injection will be around 220. So overall fuel rate will be down by almost 15%.
But your CO2, specific CO2 is very high.
Yeah, specific CO will sir. Once we start, we'll come to know. We need to adopt the practices. Like for stainless steel, when we started this journey in 2018, which we officially formulated in 21-22, when we started calculating, it was 2.82. By 21-22, when we took the baseline, it was 2.02.
Yeah, see the trend is, national trend is like that. It is coming down.
Yeah.
But 3.8.
So once we start, I'm not very sure. I am talking about very standard industry norms, but we may be better with what we think. Overall target is ultimately 1.02 to bring everything to the 1.02 by 2035. So initially JSL is working on that, but as a JSL group company, JFL will also come in under fold. And we'll work on that. As far as new projects are concerned, right from the drawing board, we are working on net zero. When they commission, within 5 years, they should become net zero.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can you have one last question? Is the last question then? Okay? Yeah. But very brief, please.
Yes. Your challenge is very, very important. Capital intensive. Strong financial incentives required, and how it can be possible to achieve the target. Point number one. Point number two, 70% we are dependent on the thermal. Can we achieve the net zero by 2070?
Question two.
This is the very, very important.
Yes.
And how will the MSME or the other sector can have it?
So
It's a big challenge, I can say.
yeah, it's a big challenge. So that's it's the responsibility of every organization to take steps towards this. I think if we all take some steps, it may be possible. But right now, the challenge in having or moving towards the decarbonization is basically the cost of or transporting renewable power. So that is one of the challenges as we are facing that, because renewable power, when you have in your operations, that is going to create a lot of mileage in decarbonization. So getting that is one of the biggest challenges. And Yes, as you rightly said that every decarbonization steps involve lot of capital. So right now we are a bit reluctant to spend money which is not going to give us a return.
ROI.
Yes, ROI. So any decarbonization strategy that we are taking, we must see that whether it's going to give us some revenue or it's not going to revenue. That yes, there are two business models. If you have decarbonization, like for example, I give you an example is if you have carbon capture, capturing the carbon CO2, you can make bricks and you can sell. So that is one business model. Or you can just inject into underground reservoir, which will not give you revenue. So these are the two options which you have to choose. So yes, it's capital intensive. Right now we are a bit reluctant. Number two, the cost of energy. Once it is cheap and available, I think decarbonization will be possible. Nuclear energy is one of the very viable option. If we can bring down cost of energy in the country, I think it may be possible, but everyone has to take some steps. Yes. 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 That is one. Yes, you are rightly said, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. And thanks to all the three speakers for the very informative presentation on three different subjects. And thanks to the wonderful audience. Thanks, everyone.